Not world, but state's oldest town, I guess. People are hearing our conversations that we have here on Tri-City Sports Now. Asian House Vols Talk with me, Marky Billson, but really Caleb Calhoun of allfortennessee.com. Easily the best off-season website for the Tennessee Volunteers you will find. By the way, one last basketball note. You were talking a little bit about Schofield's draft status and all this. CBS Sports this weekend, they had an NBA mock draft. They had Schofield going 23rd to Utah and Grant Williams going 25th to Portland. Now, that's the only time I've seen that happen. Have you seen any other mock drafts where possibly Schofield could go ahead of Williams?
No, I haven't. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. I guess maybe, Utah was a 50-win team, so they're going for a little more immediate help off the bench, and Schofield can provide that, whereas Grant Williams is a guy, even though his upside is way better than Schofield, you might have to work with him for a couple of years to have him fully ready to go for the NBA, only because he can't just be a pure inside power forward in the NBA at 6'7".
Yeah.
So,
well, he's 6'5", 3.25. That's the thing. I wonder if maybe that's what they're holding against him. At least maybe the people at CBS that they came out that he was actually 1.25 inches smaller. It was an athletic 6'7", as a former ball player I know used to like to say about the lying heights and weights and such. But I mean, could that at all determine? No, he's not even 6'6". I mean, do you think that could hurt his draft status, Grant Williams?
I think it definitely could. I mean, who's the last under 6'7" power forward to see in the NBA? I mean, Charles Barkley, I think, is the only one I can think of that really was a star power forward. But yeah, so Grant is going to have to work. He's a little bit of a tweener. He kind of reminds me, because we got to remember, 16 years ago, Ron Clay was SEC Player of the Year and didn't even get taken in the NBA draft, and he was 6'8" and was better from three than Grant Williams was. Now, he didn't have the rebounding skills and the post skills that Grant Williams had, but he was able to stretch the floor a little bit more. So I think Grant Williams specifically, the issue is he's a little bit more of a developmental project. Schofield is immediately ready to play as a role player off the bench, and so if you're Utah, I mean that's the perfect pickup for you off the bench after a 50-win team this past year.
We shall see. 3 players drafted out of Tennessee. If it happens, it's still a big if with Jordan Bone. Maybe it's an if with Schofield, even if CBS likes him to go before Williams. But if that does happen, I can only believe that'll help out Tennessee as a place that can get you there in the future. And I'm not sure that's always been the case, that sort of thing. And I mean, it's been a long time since Bernard King had that appeal for Tennessee recruits, that sort of thing. Anyway, we're talking to Caleb Calhoun in Asian House Vol Talk with Caleb Calhoun of allfortennessee.com. Let's move to football. Here, I know down in Birmingham, Jeremy Pruitt gave, I think it was WJOX, an interview. And this I found kind of intriguing. You talked about how, everybody's in first place right now. Everybody's undefeated. And he told the host down there that, he really felt that he knew this year's talent more. They've had a year to work with them. They've developed that. And as we get to know the talent more, we're expecting to be able to use them a little bit better this season. Okay, but then wouldn't you have progressively known of the talent last year? And it's not like after the Auburn game, Tennessee really hit some sort of peak or something. No, they peaked with the Auburn game and then regressed. What do you think? Second year, Jeremy Pruitt, do you think that there's some merit to, we're getting to know this talent, or, does it just not back up considering the way that the season ended last year?
Well, I think there is some truth, because remember, Jeremy Pruitt, last year, and the one big excuse I made for him throughout all of last year was how many players missed spring practice in 2018. And I think that had an impact, and really a lot of players learned on the fly. And on top of that, a couple of guys he really put his eggs in, who exactly put his eggs in, was on the offensive line, Brandon Kennedy and Trey Smith. And obviously Brandon Kennedy had a season-ending injury, and then Trey Smith got hit with the blood clots again back in November, right before the South Carolina game. And so I don't know if Jeremy Pruitt had really been as well-versed in his depth as he should have been. But then again, I think particularly in the trenches, there were so many guys that
I mean, hey, some people think Penn State's overrated, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to South Carolina 2 years ago, when South Carolina won a New Year's Day bowl game, and everybody was hyping up Muschamp going 9-4 or getting 9 wins. And I mean, and a lot of people had them continuing to win the East last year, but I thought South Carolina cashed in on the easiest schedule possible in 2017.
Possible. It said they have one of the toughest this year, so we shall see.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that, and by the way, on that note, I mean, Jeremy Pruitt has the Will Muschamp advantage for this year because nobody is better positioned to catch in on an easy schedule than Jeremy Pruitt is this year. Mm-hmm. And I think that, I don't necessarily think he has to win 8 games, but I don't think Tennessee's had with a non-8-win quality team, I don't think you could find an easier path to 8 wins in the SEC than you could if you're Tennessee.
That's intriguing. Yeah, that's intriguing.
Yeah. So I think that I think that there's a lot of expectations on Pruitt for that, but I do think that I understand where he's coming from with not fully recognizing his talent last year, because I think that I don't think anybody was more set back taking over a program than Jeremy Pruitt when it came to it wasn't like Derek Dooley in 2010 who just had so much efficient. He didn't even have a team. Pruitt had a team, but half the players weren't able to practice as much as he needed them to.
We're talking to Caleb Calhoun of allfortennessee.com. It is Asian House Vols Talk with Caleb Calhoun. Here's what I think about the Vols in this football season coming. I'm going to lay it straight out. It's going to really depend on a suspect defense. Offense, okay, maybe I'm not 100% sold. Actually, I'm far from 100% sold on Jared Guarantano, but he did have a 12-3 touchdown-interception ratio last year. I like Ty Chandler. I believe that even if Smith can't go or whatever, there's going to be enough quality talent on the offensive line that someone's got to break through, right? And the receivers look to be pretty good. It's just that defense, and that I think is where the Vols are going to sink and swim in 2019. Okay, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest, hey, I think this could happen, your biggest hope for the Tennessee defense this upcoming season?
Okay, so biggest fear, I think, is pretty obvious for a lot of us, and it's the defensive line. I mean, that was easily the strongest part of Tennessee football last year. It was the sole reason they beat Auburn and Kentucky, by the way. And all 3 guys are gone. We saw what would happen to the defensive line down the stretch of games last year. There was just not enough depth to replace those guys, and now Pruitt is having to rely on those guys full time. He brought in 2 junior college transfers. He's hoping that Aubrey Solomon will be eligible to go to the Michigan transfer. So he's got bodies, but we have no idea how these guys are going to pan out. And I mean, Emmett Gooden is the one guy that's got any experience. But I mean, I wasn't really impressed when I saw him play in garbage time last year. So that's obviously the biggest concern. Well, I do think people are really underestimating just how good the secondary could potentially be. Remember, they only really replaced one position from last year, and that was at safety. They got 2 starting quarterbacks. One was a freshman All-American. The other one, Alontae Taylor, probably would have been a freshman All-American if he didn't have so many other issues, such as he had a couple of suspensions because of penalties, and I think he was banged up for a minute. So they got 2 sophomore quarterbacks who could feasibly make up the best quarterback duo in the SEC in 2 years. And so watch out for those guys, because I think Bryce Thompson was the breakout star for Jeremy Pruitt last year.
I agree.
So I think watch out for, and then Nigel Warrior he's got a lot to prove, but he's a veteran. He's going to start again at safety, and Baylor Buchanan is likely to start at nickel. Both of those guys have a ton of experience, so I think the whole secondary is pretty much locked in, provided everybody stays healthy, except for that one other safety spot. And I'm a big believer in Trayvon Flowers. I saw flashes of him down the stretch of last year after he came back from his injury. And he's one of those guys where he would have been a 4 or 5-star recruit, but because he didn't take part in spring drills because he was playing baseball, they demoted him to 3-star, which was ridiculous. So I have a lot of faith in Trayvon at that other free safety spot.
I think you've got something there. I agree with you on it's ridiculous to demote him for baseball and all that. And I agree with your takes on the secondary, especially Bryce Thompson. I saw somebody ranked Daniel Batuli as the Vols' best defensive player, the middle linebacker, and I was like, really? I mean, I was even, oh yeah, him. I mean, that was sort of my reaction to that. You know, yeah, I guess he's on the team and such. Hey, you've got a couple of these great rainy day articles up, and I'm going to go right there. The first one, and it's about Guarantano to a certain extent. The top junior seasons a quarterback ever had at Tennessee. Number one's got to be T. Martin, right?
Yep, that was number one.
Won a national title. I mean, okay, there's the end of that discussion, Caleb Calhoun. But here we go. Vols' top 10 comeback victories in school history. And you've got a picture here of the victory. I think it was 91 against Notre Dame. And, you know, I remember sports bars around here. They were a new thing, actually, in the Tri-Cities. And literally for 2 years on the big screens, when they didn't have a game on, they would actually show the replay of Tennessee coming from behind against Notre Dame and beating them and all that. That's the picture. What are the 10 comeback victories for the Tennessee Volunteers in school history?
Well, obviously that's number one. The other famous one is obviously the '98 Arkansas comeback, but I had that at number 3 and not at number 2, and that shocked some people. But remember, even though they were down 21-3 to Arkansas, they got it to 21-10 at halftime, and by the fourth quarter, it was a one-score game. So it had been they just couldn't complete the job, and it was the offense that stalled. So number 2 is in a year people like to forget, and it was the 2005 LSU comeback when Les Miles' home opener, the Tigers jumped out to a 21-0 lead. The whole nation was rooting for LSU because it was right in the wake of Hurricanes Katrina and Rita hitting the area. And so Tennessee does the switch from Eric Gaines to Rick Carlson. Carlson brings him back. I think largely, I don't really think Carlson brought him back. I think Les Miles putting the ball in Jamarcus Russell's hands brought Tennessee back. At the same time, the Vols still came back and won that one. I think the 2 comebacks in 2016 against Florida and Georgia were obviously on there. The Florida one obviously meant a lot, but the way Les Miles allowed Tennessee back in 05, you and I both agreed, Jim McElwain totally went away from what built Florida's 21-0 lead in the first half. And so it was those are all pretty memorable comebacks. There were a lot of fun ones looking back. Things I didn't remember. The 1990 Sugar Bowl was on there, which, by the way, is the last time the Vols have played in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that. They tried to make that out to be the Battle of Bristol, but they couldn't find any Cavaliers fans in Bristol.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
When Derek Dooley was on that team, that Virginia team.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I remember Chris Slade, the outside linebacker. I got a minute left. Here are 2 that came to my mind in recent history. The 2013 South Carolina game, that may have knocked the Gamecocks out of winning the SEC that year. I think they may have played for the national title and not Auburn had they won that game. And then Tennessee's victory in the SEC championship game in '98, they were down 14-10, a big punt return in the fourth quarter. Were those on your top 10?
No, because they weren't. When I talk about comebacks, I look at like how big was your deficit.
Okay.
So the 14-10, but the '97 one got an honorable mention on there because if Tennessee could ever have given a game away, they didn't think they could to give that '97 SEC title game to Auburn, and still made a 10-point comeback in the fourth quarter.
There you go. I mean, there. Well, I just look at it where not only in Tennessee with that South Carolina game, knocking the Gamecocks out and really maybe sending them into its spin in time. 9-4 was only right around the corner after that. And, of course, national title, even if it was 4 games. He's Caleb Calhoun. We got the Appy League president coming up next. 14-20 to